This deck plays a lot like Silvally, but there's no Oricorio here. Instead, we have brought in Darkrai. Darkrai's got two jobs. One, chip away with constant damage, and two, punish Espeon EX and Psychic types with weakness damage. Your ideal game plan: start with the baby, move into Silvally, and then bring in Darkrai. That's your 1-1-2 route. In rare cases, you might have double Silvally before Darkrai, but that's not the norm. If you already know how Silvally works, you'll feel right at home with this. Just think of it as a darker, spicier version. Spicy in this case might not be a good thing, but a different thing. Anyway, let's get into some games so I can show you the deck. Alright, so this deck is pretty similar to the last deck. The main difference is we don't run Oricorio in this deck. We have a Darkrai instead. And that gives us interesting plays, and I think I mean, I didn't create this deck, so I was just like, you know, testing it, and I think the Darkrai helps against Espeon EXs. So essentially you deal 120 to an Espeon in one turn. So I think that's, you know, pretty much the strength of the Darkrai. And obviously Darkrai is strong. Is like one of the strongest basics, I would say. Okay, so here we go against probably the EV box, the EV Psychic box. So there should be an Espeon here. Well, definitely not our best starting hand. You would generally want to start with the baby, if not type now. Okay, so the opponent has 6 cards in hand, so obviously Mars is worth it there. Here we just go for the load up on the Darkrai. Mainly because the Darkrai, I could have used Leaf to back out and type now in, but I think that, you know, firstly the Darkrai is damaged, so I don't like the idea of you know, retreating, and then we could get Cyrus back in. But thankfully we did have actually 2 leaves, so we could have done that. That would have been fine. So anyway, here's the time to kind of pull back. I didn't want to give so yeah, over here that's when I was planning to get into the time now. I guess I could, you know, it could be argued that I could have just started off with, another reason why I didn't want to start off with, why I did not want to put the type now in the active, is because they would have gotten into the chance of them getting into, what's that called, Espeon the next turn would be really high. So maybe putting the energy on to type now and ending the turn might have been a good choice there, but I kind of wanted the 20 damage, plus I did have Leaf, so I know that at some point I could retreat the Darkrai. Of course, now I put myself in a really iffy position because the Darkrai has 100 damage, 100 health left on it, and could be taken out by an Espeon. Well, Espeon plus 2 bags basically, but they would need the 2 bags plus the Espeon, which, okay, they finally got the Espeon, so they'll need the 2 bags plus a Cyrus, so total of 3 cards, which is all they have in hand. So to me, the probability of that happening is pretty low, and so, you know, I'm not too concerned right now, but obviously as the game goes longer I would be. Right here, I'm just going to, I'm quite sure I'm just going to attack with the Silvally. So I don't think there's a threat. Yeah, just attack with Silvally, and Espeon should not be in damage range. I mean, it should not be able to heal up to a safe range essentially. So the opponent will have to retreat and hope I don't have a Cyrus at this point, which is a really iffy position for them because Silvally's at 30 health, so you definitely want to take it out, but well, you can't because that's, oh well, okay, yeah, so that's fine for him. He can still attack with Sylveon. Yeah, this situation, if I was in the opponent's situation, I find it is a very iffy situation, because you could, even if he had a Cyrus, he could Cyrus me out, and all I need to do is retreat, and there's not much they can do anymore because most decks would run one Cyrus, not two, right? So yeah, I guess he was trying to take out the Silvally and then kind of work his way into the Darkrai, but yeah, tricky position. So here we go first, and we don't have a baby again. So yeah, this deck I ran 8 win streak just on this video. All these games will run concurrently. It does not always happen like this, just to be very clear. I don't always run streaks when I'm recording, but once I started hitting, I hit record and I just went on an 8 win streak. And again, I don't think I'm trying to say that you're gonna go on an 8 win streak. I don't think that's what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that it's possible to go on an 8 win streak, especially since when I recorded, that's what happened. Again, but I'm gonna, I'll put it out there. I think that you're gonna win maybe 3 games, 4 games, and then maybe lose 1 or 2. That's kind of like the vibe for this kind of decks. But yeah, for this deck at least. So here it's awesome. We get to deal some good damage on the Tina, some poke damage at least, and we probably are going to get the 100 damage the next turn down. Okay, so they probably take the Giovanni is my guess. I would rather them take the Giovanni in this case at least, because I think Gladion, even though we have the one Silvally, at least that gives us the option of going to the second Silvally. Yeah, I mean, the opponent's taking a while because it's a hard choice. It's like, so Silvally's already in hand. They can't get rid of that. Shot off a red card, which I think a red card there would have been, a good call if he didn't give me the extra card. But like the chance of me having the Silvally was low, well, reduced at least. So right now, once this, I'm not sure if this was the right play from the opponent, but it was kind of a, I can understand it. It's kind of a, I wouldn't say desperate is a strong word, but kind of like a force play, because you need to get rid of the threat in Silvally, right? And essentially that's what they did there. But now Giratina is not ready, and if Darkrai is going to continue to attack, there will be a free turn for me to attack the Tina. Yeah, there will be a free turn for me to attack this whatever's on the board essentially. So here I think I had 2 choices obviously. One is to put one is to put the Silvally out and just take the hit, followed by I would still be alive, right? And I could still, because Darkrai will hit me for 100, I'll be left with 10 health, but I would have 0 energy on my Darkrai at that point. So what I decided to do was to kind of go with the Darkrai, because the Darkrai has 140 health, which would put me in the safe range from their Darkrai, and it would and it will give me a higher chance to take out the, okay, wait, it'll put me from a safe range from the Darkrai and from the Tina as well, unless they have another Darkrai, because I'm probably going to take out this Darkrai right now. So unless they get another Darkrai, I'm kind of forcing the second Darkrai to come out. Plus I get one turn to hit for free. Okay, so here the opponent decides to okay, kind of smart I guess, put me in this situation where I need, so if I Cyrus the Tina in the back, I will be at 100 health, which Darkrai can take me out, or I take out this Darkrai and Tina's gonna kill me in the next turn. So the cape was huge here. I mean, it's not, guaranteed, but basically I'm saying now have a Guzma or have a red or have a Darkrai, which is not hard really. But we scraped through. We scraped through. I mean, I know I won all 8, so but so sometimes and he only had 1 card in hand, so I mean, sometimes this game is about the probability as well of what your opponent can have. I guess it's like poker, right? Like, someone can always have aces in hand, but will they always have aces in hand? That's well, it's unlikely, right? So yeah, we have not been starting with any babies and all, which I mean, I really feel is kind of fine with this deck, because this deck moves so fast. We do pull the baby here. So we had the Leaf in hand, we just needed to play, we played the Poké Ball, we got a baby, and then it's just time to start pumping. So the next time we get to start, and this is my cup of this. I think Silvally to me, Silvally has made Dradigon kind of useless Pokemon. Not as useless obviously, but it is less impactful. Like, basically the next turn I'm going to be able to take out this Dradigon, and I just take 20 damage and I get 1 point. And they most likely won't be they won't be able to attack me the next turn, because even if they get a baby, they will have to load. I mean, the baby, I'll be able to take out the baby, and then I start to fight the EX, right? The Ho-Oh in the back. So here we get Silvally, we definitely go for the attack. We take 40 here. I mean, he put the cape, the Rocky Helmet. I actually think, in my opinion, that was a wrong Rocky Helmet. I think the Rocky Helmet should have went on the Ho-Oh, because I think that I'm going to be hitting the Ho-Oh more. I mean, I don't think that really helps the Ho-Oh much. I mean, it forces me to have a supporter card. I do have 3 cards, which is likely I do have 1, and I do have the Giovanni here. So here we deal the 100 damage. Basically, not well. Okay, so they're in a good spot still. Maybe that Rocky Helmet was, no, I wouldn't have made a difference. It would still have been better on the Ho-Oh. I would still be at 70 health in this position if he had put the Rocky Helmet. I don't think the cape helps this Ho-Oh much. Even if he didn't have it, he would have been at 50 health. I wouldn't be able to take it out with this Darkrai. So yeah, here we just go for the Pichu. We sacrifice the Pichu to get the energy. Yeah, I guess we just giving up the health, right? Just giving up the life, because if not, Darkrai would take a 80 hit, and two hits from Ho-Oh, and we did. So here basically Ho-Oh, it's a tough position. You could still play on. It's not game. It's definitely not checkmate. It's check maybe. Ho-Oh could retreat. You could put Lugia into the active, and kind of, but Ho-Oh is not going to be able to attack much anymore. So yeah, opponent does the whole leaving the game. Okay, let's see if I can forward this. Save time. Yeah, so I mean, we drew well. We started off like the best we could in this case, where we started the Sylveon, but Leaf. That's why the Leaf is important. We leafed out and we put the baby in the active to get our energy, and from there it's pretty much GG. Yeah, and against a Ho-Oh deck, you have to be really fast, because once Ho-Oh gets attacking, you're in a very bad spot most of the time. There's so many avenues for what they can do, especially with Ilma. I think it becomes so tough. Pretty much puts you into into checkmate positions really quickly. So if you can sacrifice whatever, you know, play as fast as you can, get the damage, kill Ho-Oh ASAP, I guess, before it hits. You know, it can hit. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but that's the goal. That's the main goal. It works nicely if you're playing like Green Ninja, you know, things like that. But yeah. So here we have the Makago meme deck. Thankfully we start first. I think if we go second, well, I mean, we went second, so we loaded our energy first. Thankfully be thankful for that, because yeah, that helps us to, you know, get to the position and win. I think if we go first, yeah, I think we'll be okay. With this deck, you could be okay, but you have to you have to start optimally with the baby giving the energy and then attacking on the next turn. You have to. If not, it's kind of GG. Because Makago is built to be consistent AF, and they will get into their evolution more or less by the turn they need to. Most of the time, at least. But yeah. So here we go second, so we get to load our time now. Here I think the move is to not attack, because for 20 I take 20. It's not kind of worth it, but obviously I also am looking for the Silvally, so I just take out the Zeraora the next turn, which is great for us. So this Gladion, yeah, it would guarantee us the Silvally because we have 2 time nows out. And we just take out this Zeraora. Take 20 damage, but I don't think that matters too much, because yeah, I mean, that's decent, because Ho-Oh, if they do, which they should have a Ho-Oh, will deal 80 damage. And I don't think this deck runs, I think most of them wouldn't run a Giovanni. I don't think it makes sense, especially if you have Lugia dealing 180 damage. It can be a case to run Red, but I think it's in a deck like that, your goal is to kind of be as consistent, get into your energies and stuff as consistently as possible. Okay, here I think because I don't have, I think I put the energy on Darkrai. Because I don't have energy, I don't have my Silvally, my second Silvally, I don't have a Gladion. So I can't know what whether I will get into a time now. But I know I have a Darkrai. So sometimes with this deck, you kind of have to play that way. It's a bit like, it reminds me of the Greninja Sylveon EX deck, right? You kind of are dependent on your energy, right? If your energy is only you only see water, you kind of have to go with Greninja. Obviously, you can pump Giratina in that match, but yeah. So in this case, well, you could take the risk, go for the Silvally, because it's nicer to go for the 1/2, right? But because you're loading 2 energies per Silvally, sometimes you can't afford to go into that. If not, Darkrai will have no energy, essentially. So you kind of have to judge by your game. Okay, here they take the Leaf, which thankfully does not matter too much for us. Yeah, so for me, I'm quite sure I play this Gladion. I see Gladion, I used to play Gladion and hold it for a trainer card so I can activate Silvally's attack, but I think like having a Gladion in your deck, the strength of it is a pulling card, like example like a Poké Ball, right? You're drawing cards from your deck, you're thinning your deck out, so your deck becomes faster and more consistent because you have less cards to draw. And so for me, I personally will draw it if I can draw it, if I know, you know, other trainers in that turn to use, that I need to use, and I'm not even attacking with Silvally, I want to draw my Silvally all type now. So because of that, I was able to use my Professors this turn and take out this, yeah, and we do take out this Eevee. So this is the Greninja Sylveon deck. So they are in a tight spot. Okay, so now the goal is just pretty much to kill this Sylveon. So even if it goes back to the bench, blah blah blah, the goal is to kill the Sylveon, right? I believe I'll use a Giovanni here, short of maybe drawing a Professor. But with what I have in hand, most likely just gonna use the Giovanni here, and then keep the Cyrus for the next turn. So if you notice, I've not put down my Pichu because I realized early that this was the Greninja Sylveon deck. I could have put the Pichu here because did I get carded yet? I'm not sure if I got carded. If I got red carded, maybe that's why. Okay, yeah. So I'm pointing it out. Because I got red carded, and I know this deck is probably not going to run red card and mask because there's not much deck slots. I'm gonna hold it. If if I was concerned about the red card on Mars, I would put a Pichu down because I know that I need to keep my hand. I need to keep the Cyrus. The Cyrus is my win card, which I know they most likely can't take out from my hand right now. Short of a silver, maybe. This deck does run silver, I think. So yeah, Cyrus that silver or not, and GG. 1-2 prize. So yeah, this deck was really strong for me. I knew it was going to be strong because I've been playing it for a few days now. But not a 8-win streak strong, especially while I'm recording. So yeah, you know, yeah, really well versatile deck. Okay, so here we go against the Tyrogue, my favorite baby Pokemon, and he's playing Dark Energy. So this should be the Darkrai Tyrogue. I'm gonna guess they have Absol, so that's the kind of OG version of it. Not a bad deck. Yeah, it's not a bad deck. It's just that why I prefer the Greninja version is that I have more options. I have more chip damage. I felt the Absol, yeah, it was good. It actually won. The Absol was surprisingly the Pokemon that won me most of the games when I was using the deck. The 2 Tyrogue, 1 Absol, I think 1 or 2 Darkrais, yeah. So here we just keep drawing. I don't think I put the Pichu down. Yeah, here, so I start attacking because I don't really need to pump the energy and on my Magby and sacrifice it. Plus, Darkrai would just ping it out. So I think here, if anything, I'm also kind of forcing a Cyrus if they want to take out the Magby. And I'm putting the early threat on the Tyrogue because, yeah, so okay, or Sabrina in this case. So here, yeah, both ways. I was like, Timeout's gonna get attacked both ways. I might as well kind of try to take less damage. Yeah. So, but they did have Sabrina. In that case, the Pichu down might have been good, but I did not want to be in a situation where I had 2 babies and then a type now, and maybe the Darkrai next, you know. So I was like, yeah. So here, if we do draw into a Darkrai, we don't have to, okay, we don't, but we could, if we did not draw into, if we drew into a Darkrai, we can just hit with the Sylveon and the Darkrai's energy. So at least we start building up that Darkrai. Because at this point, I'm kind of concerned. I don't have the Darkrai. I do need a follow-up right now. Next turn, I'm safe, right? Because I'm probably getting Pichu. Yeah, he's probably just gonna pump the Pichu, sacrifice the Pichu, and then just have Darkrai for the rest of the game. Not good for us, but okay, so we survived. That's great. If not, that would have put us in an iffy position, especially because we don't have, okay, we do have follow-up because we do have Silvally. We do have time now for sure the next turn with the 2 Gladions and a Silvally in hand. I do think I put the cape on to the time now on the bench, yeah. Just to clear my hand more than anything. And I'm like, I don't really need it for either side. Like, it's not gonna save my active Silvally. So just put it somewhere because there's a chance I'm going to get Mars or red carded. And I know even if I get my Darkrai, it's not going to be beneficial to put it on the Darkrai because their Darkrai does 100 damage, and after hitting my Darkrai, it just has, you know, either 40 or 60, which is the same essentially against the Darkrai. So just put it down mainly for the red card, Mars, avoidance. If you ever need it, if you know that you know like something's gonna deal 150 damage, right? You have to save that cape. Those are the games you have to save the cape. So here we do draw into our Darkrai, which is awesome. But we will not have energy for it. So thankfully we have double leaf. So it means that if he does Sabrina me, which he has used 1 Sabrina, so we are kind of, you know, we should be safe from a second Sabrina. But if he does somehow have a Sabrina, we have a leaf to pull back and attack with his Silvally. Okay, I think I remember my opponent using a silver here. And I was like, doesn't matter, bro. It's like I have 2 leaves, so take one. Take one. I didn't even need the well, the leaf. I needed the leaf actually, now thinking about it, because I need to activate Silvally's attack. So yeah. Now we need, well, we don't need, but yeah, I'm just trying to clear my hand to kind of keep firstly to keep the pressure on. So he needs to retreat here, and if he retreats here with no leaf, even if he has the leaf and he retreats here, he's going to deal 100 damage to my Silvally, which is not going to take it out. So yeah, it's pretty much GG. And if he didn't have the leaf, he can retreat out. He has to retreat out anyway, and he can retreat out, but he can't attack. So, and he can't Guzma. So if he had a Guzma as well, he could have done that. So it's like it was a sticky situation for him. So yeah, I just take out the Darkrai and GG. So very scrappy, but we did manage to go into double Silvally's and then potentially a Darkrai. Okay, here we go against Incineroar. Please be time now. Yes. And if it was not time now, we would have to just start loading the Darkrai. Type now is awesome because we do have the double Silvally in hand, so we do get to come out and attack for 100 damage the next turn. But sadly, because Litten does 30 damage, so Pichu is definitely going down. But good news for us is that the energy is on the active Litten, so we do get to take that out, which slows the opponent down a bit. And we don't even have to use a card, so I'm kind of like saving my card. Like I mean, if I don't need to use it, I don't have many cards in hand, so it's fine to kind of, yeah. And if I get carded here, I don't think it's too bad for me. Carded or silvered, whichever. Like just hand disruption, I think it's fine. Mars would hurt a bit actually, now thinking about it, because that would mean 2 cards. Yeah, smart move, because now we can't exactly so maybe I take that back. We can't exactly, we need something to attack this Incineroar, because both my, okay, we do get back the Giovanni, so that's great. And the nice part is we do start to build up on that, on the Darkrai on the bench. They do, yeah, that's annoying. The Lily is quite annoying. Thankfully I think we get one more hit with Silvally, thankfully, because then Darkrai would be ready this turn, well, for the next hit. Let's see, I think the cape just goes, yeah, because this is the time you want to put the cape on the Darkrai, or save it for the Darkrai, because Incineroar does 140 damage at this point at least. And with Howl, well, you kind of have to bet that he doesn't, you're betting he doesn't have Howl. If not, that will be GG either way. So okay, he uses a Howl here, but that means no Lily. And even if he had a Lily here, he would need a cape as well, because if not, he would just be at 100 health, which we would take out with Darkrai. So I believe the opponent will concede here, and if not, it's still GG. I'm just gonna take the hit. Yeah. So yes, that was my, I think that's all the games. That was my 8 win streaks. Let's see, it should be there. Oh. Okay, wait. So 8-win streak, yeah, on my climb to Master Ball. So yeah, use this deck. I think you're gonna win most games. Games like Buzzwole will be tricky. I mean, I think Buzzwole is always tricky because they have so much control. With Pheromosa, they ping onto your Darkrai in the back. I mean, even without, you are one shot from a Buzzwole, right? You don't have Oricorio to protect you, but even in a Buzzwole deck, Oricorio Silvally does poorly because of the Pheromosa that gives them so much control. So the other decks that this would do bad against, I mean, there'll be some bad matchups for sure. But yeah, in general, still a really strong deck. I would, you know, believe you'll win 3 to 4 games and then lose 1 or 2 on average. Obviously, you run into nice streaks, and I think the main tip, if I were to give one, is that if you go second, just start with a time now. If you go first, just start with the baby if you can, and that's it. That's the only little tips I can kind of impart, other than watching the video and kind of understanding how the deck works. Hope you all learned something and have fun with the deck. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.